Greetings, hi there. Karibu tukuze matunda. And welcome back to this channel. Today I want to quickly give an update of where we are with our latest Purple Passion project. And if we go back to this channel, you should be able to see the last update where I think I posted 2 videos how to plant a passion fruit and us irrigating the plants shortly after we had planted them. So as you can see, we are close to a month now from the time we planted them, and you can see the ground is also very wet. The weed, or kwekwe if you like, is also a clear sign that we've been receiving adequate rains. But maybe just one thing that I would want to inform anyone who is engaging in this kind of project. Number one, when you plant these young seedlings, of course you can see that they have taken off. If you look at where the apical bud is, the seedling has taken off. And if you look down there, we had actually removed the weed that was almost overwhelming these seedlings, because whenever it rains and we have put a lot of compost manure, then weed then becomes our biggest concern. So what I want you to take note is, if you look down here, you're going to see some suckers that are coming out. And these are the suckers that we have to ensure that we remove them, because we only want to see, or rather to be left with this main vine that is going up. You can see we've used a sisal string, and the sisal string is supposed to link up to our support system, that is the trellis or the wire. This is gauge 14 galvanized wire. So ideally we just want this seedling to climb up, from down there, without any side shoots. Yeah, see the shoots that are coming down there, they look like water suckers. So we are supposed to remove them, and this is just for demonstration. But ideally, when you are desuckering, of course, you make sure that you sterilize your tools to avoid cross infection from one plant to the other. But ideally, what we usually do, yes, this is a sucker that I've just removed, and you can see it's very green. So what we usually do is that if you don't have those tools, you make sure that you do not touch any other part of the seedling. So you just pluck them, and because you're leaving an injury, you be careful when you're removing those suckers. So if you take a closer look here, you'll also see these suckers also coming out, and it's our job to ensure that they are removed on time. Besides that, of course, we'll be removing the weed, but you can see around the seedling here, because soon we'll be top dressing with our first fertilizers. We have already removed the weed around to ensure that as we top dress our seedlings, wherever we apply the fertilizer, the soil is loose enough, and of course it doesn't have weed. So basically we are happy with the progress. And if you take a closer look on this particular seedling here, you can clearly see that at least we are doing something right. The color, no any infection, you can clearly see that the seedling is ready to climb up to where our support system is. Then the other thing, maybe that I would also want to bring to your attention. When we are planting these seedlings, there are very many people who prefer to plant them with fertilizer. Ensure that you first do a soil test so that you know the kind of fertilizer that you're supposed to be applying in your field. Otherwise, don't just jump into TSP, triple superphosphate, or DAP without the soil tests. So here the recommendation was DAP, and at times I'm pro applying the fertilizers when the seedling has already well established in the orchard, so it's time. But some would prefer to just premix the soil, so it's up to you. It's up to you to decide what works for you and what doesn't. So yeah, this is a seedless lemon in between for our own consumption. Yeah, and of course you can clearly see. So of course the other job that you have to keep on doing besides besides removing those suckers that I earlier showed you is to keep on training these vines, because they grow very fast, very rapid, and as a result, if you leave them without training them, or rather showing them the direction they're supposed to climb, then when the wind comes, you'll find some seedlings, the head or the apical bud breaking, because if it's not well anchored or it's not been well trained, then whenever we experience strong winds, you'll expect your seedling to to keep on breaking, and we want to avoid that at the stand edge. And a good example is, see this particular one here, you see it's off this sisal string, so we'll just be showing it, or rather we'll just be training it and directing it the way it's supposed to climb. Same with this one here, and if we leave them for long, I can tell you another 2 or 3 days, this head, or rather the apical bud, will have broken. So ensure that every 3 days pass by your orchard, ensure that you're training them. So basically that's it from this new section. As much as it's been raining, the rains have not been very stable, and we've just completed installing some pipes on the lower side, so just to ensure that if we don't experience rains, then we can open our drip lines and our plants will have a higher chance of surviving. But so far so good, and thank you so much for keeping Ntukuze Matunda channel. Again, to all those who subscribed, asanteni sana for the support. Please remember to leave your feedback, your comment, and we're happy to interact and engage as we grow these purple passion fruits. So thank you and bye.